I just thought to do short videos on character. I really want to talk about character seriously. And it's because character is one of the very important values, very important principles we must live by. There are ways to build your character, seriously. But first of all, I advise you start working with what you're struggling for. What is that thing you've been struggling about? What's that character? What's that thing you've been struggling about? Like you've been having the struggle, you want to change it, you want to be a better person, you want to stop doing this, you want to live the truth, but it kind of seems impossible. So if you're watching this, I advise you first of all, before you follow my tips, work on those things you're struggling with. Yes. And how do you do that? Let's say, for instance, you're trying to work on a self-discipline. You're struggling with self-discipline. I would advise you set a goal, and for that thing you're struggling with, and see how you can work on it. See how you can accomplish that goal to being who you want to be. I could give you instances. I used to be a very stubborn person, a very stubborn lady growing up. Very, very stubborn. Maybe in my 20s. Yes, I used to be very stubborn. And my stubbornness was in the area of daring. There's something about me, if you dare me, I could do anything. I was that bad to the extent that I had no mind, I had no feeling, I do not care. All I care about was you don't dare me. No matter who you are, big, I don't care. You don't dare me. That was my life. And they've been daring me left, right, back, front, center. I've been dared on so many occasions. And this time around was they just said, but you cannot even they dare me to go to the balcony and stand nude. Trust me, then I was growing Bobby. I was growing breast. And before they finished and opened the slide door to the balcony, I've taken off my clothes and I walked straight to that balcony. I stood on the rail and people, because we used to have a shopping mall at in the compound as well. And that was when we were living at that was Giwa, and all. So I had crowd of people. I was at the rail, naked, no pants, no bra. Trust me. That was how bad I was. You can see, but you can't touch. So I was so confident, I did not even think it twice. I did not regret it. I stood there and people were gathering to look. People were gathering. They were thinking, what's wrong with this guy? You could see it because we were actually staying upstairs. And before you notice it, when my brother knew that people were gathering, you know what he said? He was like, oh, yeah, Chidema, step inside now, come inside. And that day I was beaten by my two elder brothers. Like, and so because we dare you, so because you know you can do it, so we dare you. You now want to go and do it. Therefore, they're going to beat me, and that's how I was beaten. It's my ways. Then that was to tell you how stubborn I was. My body did not mean anything to me. I had a blank mind. I did not think I can't process anything. I just want to do this. That was me. That was me. And as a lady, it was a bad thing to do. It was a bad character to have and be proud of it. Seeing that I've been daring them for 1, 2, 3, in fact, a lot of whole things. And you know what happened? Later on in the evening, my elder brother had called because he was the first son, and he was the first one. He had called all of us, and he sat us down. I think we're four, so I happened to be the fourth, and he sat us down. And he said to us, he spoke to everybody and he said, for the fact Chidinma likes daring, does not mean we should take that for granted. Does not mean we should take it and use it the way it pleases us. That he apologized that he and Peter came up with that idea. They pushed me too far and they saw that she was going to do it. In fact, I was already doing it, And at that moment, he began to say, even though you see people weaknesses, don't use it against them. Don't take it for granted. Don't use it against them. And there, he began to teach us on character. And then he began to say so many things on don't take people weaknesses for granted. And at the end of the whole discussion, he had led us into prayer. Wow. Trust me, I have never been soaked that day. All this mind, it came down. The way he prayed, the way he spoke, the way he corrected us, I was just admiring him. And I felt that was the best thing I've ever had. I was just admiring my brother. I was just admiring him. I was just admiring everything, all he said. At first, when they were beating me, I was like, these people don't know anything. Or dear she, nothing was entering. As in, these people, they are warming up. They don't know me. If you know all the millions of things that was in my head, I'm ready for the next phase of daring. That was me. But after that prayer, I did not see that same self. I did not see that same person. I did not see that same me. All I was seeing was my brother, his character, the way he has talked, the way he spoke, the way he corrected us. We prayed, they even had to pray for me. I said, dear Lord, change her. We turn her over to you. Transform her. He had to even pray for me at that spot. And I'll tell you, that is where my change began. I was stubborn. You don't dare me. You don't. On any matter, you don't dare me. I have no mind. That was how terrible I was. After that, what happened? I became cold. All I was just thinking was my brother's character, all he has said, the way he approached the matter, how everything went. It was, and I began to admire his virtue. I began to admire who he was. I began to admire him. So, therefore, I'll say to you all, do what is right. Don't try to be right. Do what is right. Tell yourself the truth. So many times change has come to your mind. Nurse that change. Nurse it. And be that change you want to see. That's the truth. It doesn't pay to be, I don't know, the so-called, I don't know what that struggle may be. It doesn't pay. It doesn't. It's best you do what is right over what is easy and be consistent at it. Then, that brings about the 5 tips to do, the 5 steps to take in improving and working on your character. I start with decision. It was after that prayer. It was after everything that happened. The devil inside of me, before, when they were beating me, people were just starting in my mind. But after that, what happened? What happened? I made a decision. This was what had guided me. This was the steps I took. It's best you decide who you want to be. It's best you decide who you want to be now. It's not too late, whether you're a father, whether you're a mother, whether you're an uncle, and anybody elderly. It's best you decide who you want to be now, not tomorrow. You can still work on that character. You can still work on that struggle. You can work on them. You can change it. It's in your hands. Change is available. It's open. It's all about you deciding. You don't have to think of what your wife has said, what your kids have said, what people have said about you before, and so your mind is akuluka. No. Remember, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about you. Trust me. So have that decision. Make the right decision. What do you want to be? What do you want to be? Is it what kind of life do you want to live? What kind of things do you want to do? What exactly do you want to be? Make that decision. and be true to it. When I remember when I had my decision, when I made my decision, I remembered I had to write my goals because I was that stubborn. I wrote my goals and I was looking for how to accomplish those goals. And what I did, I broke it down. Don't talk. Because I will always want to talk because I was that stubborn. Go mute. I wrote it step by step without anybody teaching me. I wanted this change and I have to bring this change. How I'm going to bring it, I don't know. But this was one step I took. So you have to set that goals. Work towards accomplishing that goals. Let those struggles go. Let it go. Let it go. Trust me, you won't regret it. Trust me, you won't regret it. And it doesn't stop there. After I made my decision, I was intentional about it. So number 2, be intentional. Come to think of it, remember, we are all products of our thoughts and our habits. Yes, it's what you've been, your thoughts have been, is who you are today. True. When I have gone through those things after making my decision, what filled my heart was all my brother expression, all he has said. That was what filled my heart. Like I said, who you are today, it's your thoughts. So you have to make and choose your thoughts. You have to be intentional about filling your heart, filling your mind with good things, with how you want to be, with good thoughts, good things, the kind of life you want to live, the kind of lifestyle, the kind of behavior, the way you want to talk, the way you want to address issues, the way you want to go about that. Yeah, it starts from your thoughts. Trust me, it does. So our advice now, you create a habit of this internalized principle and breed a high character. So you got to be intentional. Very, very important. You have to be intentional. Trust me. Make that decision. Stick to that decision. Be intentional. If looking at what had happened to me, I just want to be true to you. If I want to start looking at everything that happened from that story, from that moment, when I made my decision, I was intentional. And I told myself, I'm not going to pretend about my change. I have to live out my principles. I have to stick to my principles. And I have to stick to my values. So live out your principle, live out your change, live out your values. Have a principle for life. It's going to help you in moving forward in life, in making any other decisions in life. It's going to help you in a long way. So it's good to live out. Make that decision. Be intentional about it and leave them out. Leave those principles out. I'm telling you, it will help you. It will guide you in your choice tomorrow. It will help you in your choice, in everything, in every step you're taking. It's going to help you. Trust me, it's going to. You won't regret when you do it. You won't regret, seriously. When that happened to me, I chose. I choose. Do I want this change? And when I began to build my goals, write down my goals, write down the steps I want to use in accomplishing this and finishing this, working on this attitude of being stubborn and of being daring, When you work on it, when you live out your principle, your character becomes steadfast. Trust me. When you live out your principle, your character becomes steadfast. You become you. And you become true to yourself. Trust me. So I don't know what you're struggling about. I don't know what you've been struggling for. I don't know what that scenario is. But with this step, it can help you. It will guide you. It will, no matter what the problem may be. If you follow the step decision, intentional, living out your principles and your values, trust me, your character will become steadfast. It will not just end there. Another thing that is very, very important, you must be humble because you're going to hear what. I remember in my own time, I think it was after 6 months, few months, I began to hear in my family, Chidima has changed. Chidima has changed. Chidima does not talk like before. She's just quiet. They felt maybe it's the beating. It's not the beating. After all, there are times that I've been beaten over and over again. I didn't change. In fact, that beating was small compared to the giddy blow I would receive from my other brother. The man was practicing giddy blow and all. It wasn't, I will tell you, it wasn't the beating. It was how I was admiring my elder brother, the way he went about the whole thing. He was humble, he apologized. He asked the second person to apologize. And not just after apologizing, we prayed. We actually prayed. We did pray. So in that change, I think humility is the beginning of wisdom. You must be humble. They will come to you and say, I thought you said you will not. My brother, they will come to you and say, I thought you said you will not. Swallow it. Just go mute. You're building yourself. You're doing it for yourself. Trust me. So be humble. And to be humble, to bring the change you want, you have to be humble to learn new ways. What are the new ways of doing this? What are the new ways of what? You must be humble. You must be humble to learn the new ways, to be open to new ways. Drop down those mindsets. Drop down those traditional ways of doing things. Drop down those African ways of, oh, my culture, my tradition, my belief, omenala, my faith, my doctrine. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I just want to be me. I'm sorry, I'm speaking this way. I just think people should learn from this, and I think you can be who you want to be. You can forget those words. Just move forward for yourself. You're doing yourself good. You're not doing me good. You're very self. And what happened? I became humble. Don't talk. It wasn't easy when I made my own decision. My heart, if I thought you used to see hearts well, my heart would be sweat. It was that time temptation came. It was that time, I had temptation more. So that so that I don't experience the new self. All of this happened. Number 5, I think, yeah. Humility 4. Yes, I think I'll put it that way. Number 5, from my scenario, I'm not just talking from just my scenario because it happens to me like it can work for any other person. No, there's something about the truth. The truth is the truth. It prevails anyway. Tell yourself the truth. When you tell yourself the truth, it brings about decision. If you really want to live the truth, it's not because it works for me. Oh, this was the way I was able to accomplish my own. Oh, this was the way I was able to go about my own. Oh, this was no. Oh, that's why I'm giving you the step. No. I'm talking from the truth. It's just the absolute truth. I will say number 5. I will tell you be accountable. Be responsible for your own self. Report yourself to yourself first. When you're ashamed, if at all you want to say the truth, when you're ashamed, if at all you want to live the truth, if at all you want to be genuine, if at all you want to be sincere, if at all you want to be that change you want, if you're ashamed of it, you ask yourself, is this working? If it's not working, then have a mentor. Someone you think, especially at that aspect you're trying to work on, those struggles you're trying to work on, those character, attitude, habits, anything you're trying to work on, look for someone that you know exude that personality and you admire that personality in that person. Look for that person. Make that person your mentor on that purpose. Share your struggle. Don't be proud. Let the pride go. Don't say half and leave half. Say it as it is. Don't lie to yourself. When you're sharing half, it's going to give you half measures of maybe he's not going to tell you the whole truth. But when you're real, sharing everything the way it is, just say it the way it is, just pam. Your salvation is here. Trust me. So be intentional. And it was intentional. I started reporting myself to my dad. I was ashamed to go to my brother, who I knew my change came from. And he always used the scripture too. And at the time, if after talking to daddy, I'll go back to my brother, the first son, and I'll go back to him and I'll say, oh, me and daddy, we had this kind of conversation today. Indirectly is a lie. I am trying to own up. I'm trying to take away pride. I'm trying to take away self feelings. And I'm trying to. And God, I am blessed. But the kind of family I came from, it cannot be bought. Nothing can be compared to it. Like, I boast of my family all the time. Like, I'm grateful to God for having planted me in such family. I do not desire to be anywhere, not even a president daughter. No. I'm grateful to God. I'm more than grateful to God for putting me where I am, where I belong. For blessing me with such amazing siblings who led us, who taught us. So I'm grateful to God when my change came. I don't know, because I kind of think, what would life be for me today if I had not embraced change? If I had not looked at the struggle, this is my struggle of pride was part of it. When you say somebody can dare you, you don't even care. I was part of pride was actually one of it. I'm grateful to God that I was open to change when I was little. I don't have this to struggle with anymore. I don't have anybody to tell, oh no, in fact, I'm grateful. Yes, if you can practice these things, if you can practice those 5 tips of character, of working on your struggles, whatever it may be, owning up, opening to change, if you can practice it, trust me, you'll see a new you. And you'll be so proud, you'll be so happy, you'll be so accomplished, you'll be so fulfilled. You feel there's a oh, I really don't know how to put it. Right now I just want to be true. I'm not trying to form or say something else or trying to she has started. But this is me. I'm just trying to be true. You can work on the struggles, right? Those goals, take the steps. And if you need help, you can DM me. I don't care what it is. But if you're ready to make effort to bring the change you want to experience the new you, then feel free to DM me. I'll be so glad. I'll be so glad. So above all, take note of your shortcomings, your weaknesses, and improvements. Trust yourself first. If you can trust yourself first, others will trust you. Be the change you want to see. Okay, thank you for listening. Please do not forget to share. You can share this video. You can share it, like it, comment. I'll be so grateful. Any question, please send it. I'm ready to make all my confessions. Oh my Lord, it's nice. It's nice sharing this with you. So have a blessed day.